rush! What a rush! Watch this. Watch when I get the grenade launcher. Sorry. Look at that. See how fast my pace is?
Double down. No one.
Right in the fucking head! Yeah! Got a fucking 112, baby! That's right! You see that clutchness? I am fucking clutch! Look at this fucking line I take. Yeah, baby! Let's fucking do this! I wait. Right when he starts firing, to try to back boost me, the double. Body armor. 2 quick ones. I already know I'm getting there on the perfect line. Look at the fucking pace! 50, 49, 47, baby! That's fucking right! That's fucking it! Fucking pumped watching this one again. I waited the cinema too because I said, oh my god, it might be 112. And it fucking is! It fucking is, baby! Yeah!
You're in the lead.
Oh, chill out, Cam.
Fuck this game.
You need to chill out, dude. What are you doing? Yo, you need to chill.
Fuck this game. Fuck this game. Fuck that game.
What are you doing? Are you serious? Oh. Why? Alright, I think it's good.
So my new Destiny disc finally came in. Thank you, Amazon 2-day shipping Prime, whatever the hell it is. I decided to jump into some Iron Banner just to see how shotguns feel right now, because Bungie supposedly wants to tweak them. And I'm hoping and praying that they're not listening to all this jargon on the Bungie forums and the statistics of maps and such that basically say the Matador is overpowered, but it really isn't. It's just everything else is garbage. If you just started playing Destiny in the last few months, I can see how you think the Matador is overpowered. But you weren't there back in year 1 where there was the Bronze Chasma, the Judgment, Shot Package and Rangefinder, and Send It / Hammerforge on shotguns. Yeah, you could have all those perks at once. Well, not Send It and Hammerforge, but you get what I'm saying. So now, high impact shotguns like the Matador, Felwinter's, Last Ditch, Party Crasher, Judgment, I can keep naming them, all of them are a ghost of their former self. They don't kill at the distances they used to. And you're probably wondering, well, like, yeah, Cammy, that's a good thing. Shotguns shouldn't kill you across the map. And while this is true, I also like to use shotguns to counter easy mode supers. Basically, if you take away the high impact shotgun's ability to deal with supers, you're gonna see a change in the way that people deal with supers. Instead of challenging a Blade Dancer, a Stormcaller, a Solar Titan, any roaming super, for that matter, they're just gonna run away. Forget trying to win that. Or better yet, why not just use a high impact snipe, since it'll do it better and more consistently than a shotgun. You might as well just wait for a blade to swing at you and just hip fire if it's going to be more consistent than a post-nerf Matador. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here because they haven't even released the patch notes, but I'm very skeptical that they're going to nerf the Matador and not fix any of the other archetypes. And so this is the part of the video where I just want to jump into it and say, the other archetypes of shotguns, they need some love too. So I'm going to start suggesting just a bunch of ideas that could possibly be used to make them a little more fair and viable. Viable is the key word, because no one uses those when the Matador is so readily available, the last ditch is so readily available, and easy to use. The main issue right off the bat with these high rate of fire shotguns, the low impact ones, is that it takes 2 or 3 shots to kill, where Matador is a 1 shot at that distance. So why would you ever use those unless you're specifically trying to go for melee kills? Just to remind us how much shotguns got nerfed in the past, let's look at Bungie.net on their weapon tuning. First, they nerfed shot package. Then they removed shot package. Then they nerfed rangefinder from 20% to 5% boost in range. Then they nerfed precision damage from whatever it was to 10%. Then they started reducing the fall off of melees, like the Blade Dancer one, so it makes it harder to shotgun melee. Then they changed the ready stow time for all shotguns, added more recoil across the stability stat range, slower reload across all shotguns, slower ADS speed, slower base movement when the weapon's active, and added 2 frames delay when firing out of sprint. With all that being said, I think we need to take a step back from those nerfs and just straight up remove some, if not all of them, on the high rate of fire, low impact shotguns. The Dry Rot's the first shotgun that comes to mind when I think of these. And don't misconstrue my words here. When I say revert some of those changes, I don't mean give shot package to the Dry Rot. That's insane. Yeah, don't do that. But definitely give them the shooting out of sprinting, the handling speed, the stow, the stability, the recoil, and so forth, just to make them, I don't know, give the Matador a run for its money. Because again, why would you ever use a high rate of fire shotgun when a high impact shotgun does everything better? Now I'm going to bring up the idea of inherent perks, like take for instance the Hunter Gunsmith hand cannon, the Ace of Spades. It has its perks, but it also has the inherent perk of Third Eye, meaning that it's not on the skill tree, it's just off to the side. There are a couple inherent perks that I think high rate of fire, low impact shotguns can benefit with. First of which is being unflinching or single point sling. I don't want to say snapshot or quick draw just because I think those are too powerful, especially when combined with the Fidian aspects to push it slightly past 100% swap speed. But you understand where I'm going with this. There really is a lot you could do with inherent perks. The possibilities are endless. Just don't give these shotguns knee pads, because I feel like you should have to give up something for knee pads because it's such a good perk. Out of all the special weapons in Destiny, the shotguns are the most accurate in the air. So I'm saying we might be able to go even one step further and give the high rate of fire shotguns Icarus. That way it's less likely when you do a short hop to catch someone off guard and shoot them square in the chest that they actually die and don't randomly live for some reason. Now I know Destiny has all these weird physics engines and lag, of course it has lag, but I'm just saying any degree of consistency will help with the shotguns. The next thing on the agenda is ammunition. You're going to use a lot more ammo with a high rate of fire shotgun than you are with a Matador, because you'll be spending 2 or 3 shots for what the Matador could have done for 1. I'm going to sound like a broken record on this, but it's just to drive the point home. Maybe consider reverting the changes on ammunition just for high rate of fire shotguns. It's a possibility. I mean, sure you might end up with my Occam's razor. I'll just show you the clip rather than link you to the video.
lead.
I know. Scary, isn't it? I'm kind of excited to see if it'll get a buff, because that will certainly make an awesome clip. Just unload 6 bullets into somebody. Shade step. Shoot a tether. Get all 6 bullets back. Empty another magazine into someone. Someone self-reses. Shoot the self-res with tether. Knock him out with another 6 bullets. Another tether that came out of my ass or something. And then I turn around and get a quad or something. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like novelty weapons in games. Like in Battlefield 4, they had this gun that looked like a nail gun. And I used it just because it looked like a nail gun. Kind of like in Destiny, how I used the No Land Beyond until I discovered, wait a second, this thing's actually really, really good. But then there are actual novelty weapons in Destiny. Most of the exotics are basically novelty weapons because they're so useless right now and their legendary counterparts can get better perk combinations. Don't say Telesto. But on the other hand, I think it's kind of sad to see an entire archetype of weapons become novelty. Now, at first, with the Vestian Dynasty, we thought sidearms were going to be novelty. But with new sidearms like the Iron Wreath, the Wormwood, I like the Anton's Rule, even though it's statistically terrible, it's just hilarious to use. But, yeah, sidearms are actually pretty decent and are no longer considered... The fuck kind of word is that? Considered novelty. But look at shotguns. There's only, what, 2 shotguns in the game when you really look at it? The Matador archetype and the Party Crasher archetype. If you're using anything else, you might as well be at a disadvantage. So now that I talked about the high rate of fire, low impact shotguns ad nauseum, let's start talking about the low impacts. Wait, that's the same thing. The high impact shotguns, like the Matador, the Party Crasher, the Last Ditch. I've already named these, but I'm naming them again just to remind you. So why do people think that the Matador 64 is an issue right now? The answer is actually obvious. Everyone knows this. It's because primaries and abilities no longer have the stopping power to just end some shotgun rushing ape's career. That's all it is. Now let's look at the big picture. Bungie's probably going to buff primaries. If they don't, I don't know. I might have to destroy my new copy of Destiny. They're probably going to make hand cannons more consistent, because that's most of the feedback that they're getting. If primaries are actually doing their job, then why, in addition to this, does the Matador have to be nerfed? I think it really does speed up the play of Destiny. This is coming from a Rumble tryhard who's been top 100s at multiple seasons of Destiny. Shotgunning is a skill, as sad as that is to say. Not everyone is good just because they put on a shotgun. Granted, it doesn't take that long to get very skilled with a shotgun, but you can certainly see the difference in playstyle between some people. But let's hypothetically say that the Matador is nerfed to the ground, and that high-impact shotguns still aren't buffed enough to take its place. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is everyone's going to either switch to fusion rifles, or more likely snipers, because they're probably going to reduce that flinch nerf from earlier. So what's going to happen? You're going to have games of Trials of Osiris, where people are sitting in the sunlight with Scory's artifact, getting their super up, waiting for you to be a dumbass and peek even though you have control of the zone, and they're just artificially extending the timer. But when push comes to shove, they're going to have to leave their hidey hole and go capture the zone, otherwise you win. To which this is where a shotgun shines. You force them into a close quarters scenario, and you give them some buckshot to the face. But in 6s, all I see is people shotgun rushing with Juggernaut and Stormcaller. And to that I answer, that's because you're playing with randoms or a bad team. If you have 2 good teams going against each other, you probably want to hold the dominant side of the map, hold a single angle or 2, with a primary like a multi-tool or a hand cannon that's consistent, and just team shot away until you win the match. If you rush into the enemy spawn, you're going to get team shot by multiple angles and not get a single shotgun kill. That's how Destiny really plays at the higher level. But let's say that you actually do have a full team that their strategy is to shotgun rush. Then what's going to happen is they're going to flip the spawns, and you're going to start spawning sporadically, randomly, all over the map just to get, like, insta-killed. It happens all the time. And do you know what's a great counter to shotguns that still most of the Destiny community hasn't caught on to? Fusion rifles. They are actually very good. But I have nightmares at night thinking of this balance patch and how they're going to nerf fusion rifles. Again. Let's hope it doesn't happen for real. I'm not even joking on that. Please don't nerf fusion rifles. If anything, give them some more ammo. I know that's not the subject of this video, but I feel like when we're talking about shotguns, we also have to look at the overall meta and how they play into it. I'm going to close the video out on this oversimplification right here, is if you're honestly having trouble with people rushing you down with shotguns, you need to work on A, aiming with the primary, B, counter strafing with the shotgun or floating overhead, just some evasive maneuver to get a better angle with your shotgun, or use/save an ability like a grenade and hit it at your feet to force them into a predictable angle that you can exploit. I know it's an oversimplification, but for real, to this day I still have sweatsicles mad at me because when we play a map like Shores of Time, I refuse to go shotgun in the mid hallway or the fountain. I just sit in the back with a multi-tool and a snipe and just dare them to come rush me with the shotgun. That's why shotguns aren't good on First Light, Bastion, and the other one, Sky Shock, because they're useless. You're never going to cover enough ground to kill someone when the maps are giant. So in combined arms, shotguns are pretty useless unless you are a god with the scout rifle and know your cover. So that about wraps it up. Here are the recap points. High rate of fire, low impact shotguns should get an inherent perk and recover some of the previous nerfs to shotguns. Matador 64 should be left alone or made slightly more consistent. Snipers, hand cannons, primaries, they're probably going to get buffed. Therefore, shotguns are going to feel weaker by comparison. Also, on a side wish list / special event request, I know how they did like the SRL and the Crimson Day stuff. They need to make a playlist where it just straight up bans an archetype of weapons. Like no shotguns, no exotic weapons, no exotic armor, just some random modifiers like that. And if you have them, it just straight unequips them. I'm not sure if it's possible, but it sounds like a fun way to spice up the game. And believe me, this game gets stale for some people who don't have copious amounts of interesting weapons in their vault to randomly use in Rumble. Trust me, the game will get stale. But when Destiny 2 comes out and Bungie takes a look at all this excellent feedback we've given them over the years and makes a fantastic game, they will come back. If we build it, they will come. And that puts an end to this commentary. I'm going to go study in the library because I still have a lot of stuff due this week. But I decided to stay up today just to get this video out there because I feel like all of this stuff needs to be said. And I don't want to get in the same argument I always get in the comments of saying, oh, a balanced game doesn't necessarily mean it's fun for casual players. There can be a happy medium where the game is balanced enough that casual players can enjoy it. And that's all I'm going to say on the subject, and I will stop talking now. Man, this Iron Banner sucked. Really? I have to buy the vendor version? I didn't even get high cals and brace frame? How am I supposed to compete in the Crucible now? How am I supposed to compete in the Crucible now? Lady Efforty, this is all your fault. This is your fault. You did this to me. Now I gotta buy this stupid gun. Oh, I didn't notice you there. Well, you made it to the end of the video, so might as well subscribe, right?